So, Mr. Redcord, tell me what's on your mind.
Well, let me ask you this, Doctor. Do you think you can keep doing something like this for 5 more years?
What do you mean?
A while back, Hasbro was hosting a podcast for its investors, and one executive confirmed that My Little Pony Friendship is Magic will last 5 more years. That means 5 more seasons of Friendship is Magic, and that sounds too good to be true. But I've had concerns with the show's future and believe that the overall quality of the show can either get better or worse after each season. Sooner or later, all shows eventually begin to go through season of rut, or as the idiom goes, jumping the shark. This marks the decline of a TV show either from a particular scene, episode, or gimmick the writers are trying in order to keep the viewer interested, such as Alicorn Twilight. You see what I mean, Doc?
You're worried that just because other shows you've watched in the past have eventually gone through their seasonal rot, that MLP will inevitably follow suit?
Yeah, that's it. Or maybe it's just the idea of this show actually getting desperate for new ideas or the possible fan service that will get added in later down the road, and I'm worried that will drop the entertainment value of this show. I mean, how long do you think they can keep up the topic of friendship or re-establishing lessons that the character has already learned before and constantly needs reminder of every now and then?
Well, I certainly wouldn't want to see the MLP staff continue to rehash old ideas over and over again. But every season thus far has given us at least a few very noteworthy gems along with a lot of laughs and interesting characters. And likewise, every season has also had at least a few mediocre stories and predictable conflicts. I myself have found something to enjoy in every episode I've seen from the very beginning, though. There are times when it gets a little more difficult to do so, but I've yet to find any episode of MLP that was completely worthless. And as long as we're getting more moments that impress rather than moments that drag, I for one will hold on to the hope that the MLP staff will continue to get better in their work. But perhaps there are other reasons that you are feeling this way.
Don't get me wrong, I have faith in the writers and believe they can continue to do a good job for MLP, and some Doctor Who fans have told me that the show is still going and doing a good job, so it's not like all shows degenerate throughout the seasons. And while My Little Pony only seems to have a few mediocre episodes here and there, these past 4 seasons have been outstanding to say the least for now, and I don't see the show losing its touch just yet. But as we all know, the sudden drop in the show's quality isn't something that is noticeable from one episode. It's when the show continues to repeat the pattern and begins to leave out important details or make the characters go a complete 180 on themselves. As the old saying goes, the first time you make a mistake, it's an accident. The second time you make the same mistake, it's on purpose. And the third time you make the same mistake, it's no longer a mistake, it's a habit. I don't know if this will happen to MLP, but I just want this show to end off on a good note.
It sounds to me like you are almost expecting others to fail. Have there been other moments in your life that have made you feel this way, Redcord?
Well, to be honest, I hardly ever got my hopes up for something that I've wanted or ever expected myself to succeed back when I was growing up. I think I only succeeded because I always had someone there to aid me in my time of need. I also never expected anything exciting in my life, whether it was a Christmas gift or passing a test at school. I sometimes expect myself to fail, and that has led me to think that others are just like me and will eventually fail the same way. Cartoons were always my way of seeing the brighter side to every situation. Whenever I feel sad, I watch a cartoon, and the character was always so happy and worry-free that I thought maybe I can be like this character. But as we all know, happiness doesn't last forever. It's like going to Disneyland. You know eventually you're gonna have to leave and then go back to your same old life.
I realize that many people tend to think their moments of happiness as fleeting, and perhaps have learned not to even try to make them last, due to their past experiences in one form or another. You say that you never expected anything exciting in your life, that you only succeed due to the efforts of those around you. Has it ever occurred to you that perhaps there are those you have helped to succeed? That perhaps there are others who have found a feeling of excitement over something due to your willingness to give? You talk about how you're concerned for MLP's future. Like anything enjoyable to come out of the show is strictly on the shoulders of the staff who work on the episodes themselves. I don't know about you, Redcord, but I first became interested in MLP because of the Brony fandom itself. Because of the fans who made creative works in such a welcoming environment. They may have been inspired by the show, but their efforts managed to help others, like me, to find something truly worthwhile. Maybe some years down the road, MLP will lose some of its initial charm. Or maybe it will become even greater than we could have ever imagined. But I, for one, am not going to put all the burden of a great community on the shoulders of the writers, the animators, the voice actors, and so forth. I'm going to spend my time helping others to succeed, to encourage that sense of excitement in my own small and simple ways. Bronies have done much to make MLP even better. And perhaps you too can find greater success in life not by focusing on uplifting yourself while worrying about others failing, but rather by uplifting others and believing in what they create. Does that make sense to you, Redcord?
Yes it does, Doctor. I mean, I have received comments saying that I have inspired others to create videos themselves, and if it wasn't for me, they wouldn't have the courage to stand up and voice their own opinions. As you said, Doctor, this show has inspired others to be more creative, and look how many new songs, animators, and other talents we got from people who were touched by the characters in this show. The show has inspired them, which has encouraged others to create, and so on and so on. If it wasn't for this fandom, I wouldn't have gotten into video creating and never would have met all of these amazing people. I do have faith in others to succeed, and this has encouraged me to keep trying at whatever obstacle comes my way. Sure, I may not be as successful as others, but the feeling of trying hard for something and inspiring others seems to be its own reward. The show can make wrong turns every now and then, but it's how they get back up and learn from their mistakes that keep the will of the show to continue moving forward. And even with all these worries in my head, I still manage to see the positive side to the situation.
I say that it's good to see so many people who are passionate about working on MLP, both among the show staff and among the fans. And I'm glad to hear that you can appreciate what MLP has been thus far. I hope that means you can enjoy what we have been given, while looking to the horizon with a bit more hope. Shall we continue on this next week?
Oh, don't worry, Doctor. You will see me back here after Season 5, and the one after that, and the one after that, and maybe the one after that. It was nice talking to you, Dr. Wolf. See you next season.
Glad to be of service. Take care, Redcord. It's good to be helping.